Okay, here we are starting with the second method of initial basic feasible solution, that is lowest cost entry method, LCEM, or matrix minima method. This is a superior method as compared to the northwest corner method, because in this method we'll be making the allocations to the lowest cost, right? So let's start with the method. So these are the cost cells. Out of these cost cells, we'll start with the cell which has the lowest cost. See, in these cells, 30 is the lowest cost. So again, here the supply is 41 and the corresponding demand is 23. Whichever is less, demand is less. So allocating 23 air here, 23 gets over. It cannot be allocated to 45. It cannot be allocated to 200. So out of the total supply of 41, 23 is allocated. So remaining is 18. So we have these unallocated cells. Unallocated cells are the ones which are either not allocated or which do not have the cross, right? So from these unallocated cells, we see that 50 is the minimum cost. There is a tie between these two 50s. I have written a note here. Kindly read this. If there is a tie between two least cost cells, we'll be choosing the one where more allocation is possible. सो व्हाट इज़ द लॉजिक? इसका लॉजिक ये है कि अगर दो लीस्ट कॉस्ट में टाई है तो हमें हमेशा उसको चूज़ करना चाहिए जिस पे ज़्यादा एलोकेशन पॉसिबल है. इससे क्या होगा, अगर किसी एक कम कॉस्ट के ऊपर हम ज़्यादा एलोकेशन कर देते हैं तो फ्यूचर में ज़्यादा कॉस्ट के ऊपर ऑटोमेटिकली कम एलोकेशन या कम क्वांटिटी बचेगी, जिससे टोटल कॉस्ट हमारी हमेशा मिनिमम हो जाएगी. सी, इस 50 के ऊपर द डिमांड इज़ 13 एंड द सप्लाई इज़ 18. And for this particular 50, the supply is 4 and demand is 22. So here the allocation 4 is possible. Here allocation 13 is possible. 4 and 13. 13 is a bigger allocation. So for breaking the tie, I am using this 50 cost cell and making the more allocation, 13. So once we allocate this, 13 gets over. It cannot be allocated anywhere else. And out of 18 we are left with 5. So now these only are the unallocated cells. Again, 50 is the least cost, 4 is the supply and 22 is the demand. So whichever is less, making the allocation of 4, we are left with 18. Out of 220 and 170, 170 is the least, 13 is the supply, 18 is the demand. So allocating 13 gets over and out of 18 we are left with 5. Last cell is 220, supply is 5, remaining demand is 5. As I have already told you that if we are doing the question correctly, in the last cell we will be left with both the same values. So demand and supply has the same value, that is 5. So how to calculate the answer? 50 into 13 plus 30 into 23 plus 220 into 5 plus 170 into 13 plus 50 into 4. The total cost will be 4850. So with this the method ends. Thank you.